Sorry, messed up with the button. The screen went out. I tried to turn it on, but it was on the stop button in the mouse, so I didn't see that. Um, so what was I saying? I forgot what I was saying. But yeah, because I sent a lot of text, voice messages, she jailed me for criminal harassment. And I look so bad in front of a judge because I got blamed of hitting her. She was cut somewhere. I don't know how that happened. She'd always beat on me, and she'd use that if I'd give her a slap, or she'd crank me trying to get a slap in order to blame me the rest of the time for that slap instead of getting that lay on her conscience with that other guy. Then my surrounding would know about that. So I never made any good friends. She took all the good away from me. Even my family, they took their spots. I got an evil family, and then most of the cleaning up I'd be doing would be their things. I they'd come see me and they'd command me to clean this and that, this ball, that rose, that flower, and I'd start grinding everything and cleaning up their whole house for them and thinking I'm doing my own stuff. That may sound really weird, but it's from those kisses. They scared me all the way up to the cons and criminals to scare me to get me to hang myself or abandon the kid or something. And the last scary stuff, I got the cane you get when you fuck around with the dealer at the town park. They show up with this cane, and whenever you stand up to your convictions, well, once you pass, if there's no redheads around, well, you get the cane and the evil mommy that talks about crack to you or something if you're at the bar. So that cane, the cocaine, and the cane, Kane's a star at the WWF, so everybody loves Kane. So yeah, they kind of scare you all the way up to criminals just to take your kid away. So yeah, I got psychosis because of those kisses. It wasn't drugs; it was the kisses. Uh, it's like when you're a dead man. It's the kiss of a dead man. Everything, whenever you let yourself go, you always end up on that bad stuff if you're on the autopilot. You cannot abandon yourself to your destiny because it's controlled by evil. They want you dead, and they're sending you to destroy yourself, and they're commanding you. When you actually obey, you don't hear those voices. And then they say you're schizophrenic because you hear the voices, because they shove you in this psychological harassment zone where rats hang out in a common mind space, and they harass you and get you to hang and drive you nuts and drive you crazy. But there's another zone where it's inmates and cons and blah blah, and then there's the rest of the fascists that are all normal and look really good. That yeah, and then you end up. I get kissed every day now. Since my birthday in July, when the big shit changed, I faced my demon. I faced death. I got this terrible black kiss in my apartment with this girl that had they found out because you actually tell them what everything they ask you, and you tell them in your mind, so they actually know where you're at after a while, because you end up they taught you to say it on their pad where they get the lip sync out of people talking to them of what you said. That could sound really strange. I don't expect you to believe me. Maybe you'll realize that one day, all the connections they do between people and how they connect to you, your antenna or your sexual chakra, and command you and influence you and change your needs. And most of smoking envies come from somebody that's yanking on your your need and you're needing right now. Don't you need something now? Need, just saying need is making you need. Say need and want. What do you want? You want. Want. There's a little surprise on the want in my mouth. I got these strings attached, and I can feel the energy, the dough, it's flour and water. We give the water, they put the flour. It makes dough. Dow Jones is Jones and John. And Jones is when you don't have no more cocaine. You're Jones, or when you don't have any smokes. And so that's John. That's Jonesing. If it's not already using the John key, that's bird language. I learned that too. Maybe that's why they put risk, because I learned the war language and the alchemical language. So that might be why I get chosen, because I'm the most equipped to deal with those balls, that studied them the most, and that because probably most people that got those just committed suicide because it was really discouraging. The dark kiss I got, clients, they said, now we're kissing you. And I said, what the fuck? Yeah, I never got in a fight with nobody. Nobody speaks to me when I go out. I'm always stuck alone. I might see a friend or two. I do have some friends, but they're not good friends. Sorry, ooh, that wasn't. They're good friends, but they're not like intimate friends. But they're good. They're good people and they're good friends. I have a few, but they never call me. They never write. I always have to run after them and on all that. And whenever I go to the bar, I'm always standing there alone. People avoid talking to me. They even close the circle in my face 2 to 3 times a night. I end up standing at the exterior of the circle with this guy's back in my face. And then I get to make friends with the redheads. Because if I speak and I hold my convictions, well, it speaks to everyone. Their heads turn. If I press on it, I have to be really careful on how I communicate in public because I'm really hairy and there's no way I'm gonna start sucking cocks just to speak right. No, I speak how I speak. That's how I am, and that's how I should speak. I am where I'm at, and I'm protecting myself the way I'm speaking. John is taking care of me. That's what I should be doing. Is to be. You are, thus you should be. So be good. Be all right. So whatever. But they're teaching us not to be on the sexual chakra, and then they plugged it on girls, so they make you as if you're harassing girls with it, but it's actually the other girls, the con girls and the fascists and narcissists that actually have the same comportement. How do you say it? That actually have the same behavior as cannibals, is to exclude one and take pictures of him, or around a supper table when they exclude you and take your pictures. Well, that's a little narcissistic technique, and usually it's a good person they exclude and photograph like that, and it's always John or Jesus or the true king, the guy that would actually take care of people. In French, it's Claire, or Francois, Frank. They're Frank. If so we could call someone virtue, it would be him. Reason, those kind of names, or Simon. They all get trouble because they stand for the community and for good reasons, and since there are no hypocrites, they're the best targets for hypocrites and traitors, because they actually turn their back on you at the end of the road, in the worst moment when you most need them. They'll give you the finishing blow, and they'll keep kissing you back no matter how you act. Their game is to kill. I've spent since I'm 17 years old now. Now I'm 42, and from 17 and so on until 30 or 35, I was walking around with a skull in my backpack without even knowing I was on a blacklist. That I was on a not Schindler's List, but Nazi fascist list to get rid of people like me. And that's why I got the wheelchair. The wheelchair is my girlfriend. That's why Slipknot has this wheelchair guy on the top of the crowd. He's making fun of us. They're making fun of the resistance because whoever is strong is Han Solo. He is a solo with this hairy critter roommate like me, or he's the hairy critter because the way of he speaks. So he's when he doubles, when he's working, when he's not. There's Chewbacca in the now or something, and it's a Han Solo. So I don't have no girlfriend, and there aren't any girls that like me no matter how I arrange myself. I can shave. They don't like marginals, and especially not my energy, because I'm on Badoo and Tinder and nothing. And I just speak to them a little bit, and then they already change their mind, and they don't feel like nothing serious anymore all of a sudden. And I'm too hairy, or they don't like cats. So I am the cat down the road. Yeah. So but I started turning since July when the things turned around. Since then, I started getting women actually turning their heads and noticing me. I usually wouldn't. I'd attract. I was on the base. I was on the fat women that are not all of them, but the ones that are narcissistic, manipulative creeps and narcissistic perverts. They just can't stop playing that game. They have to win, and they have to be in control. And it's an obsession not to be not to be the alpha or that father or up in the cellar giving orders mentally that you don't hear. So but then sometimes you hear them, the cows and the sheep and the Shiva, the goat. Yeah, the goat and the cows and the pig and the bitch. Well, usually you get the bitch to play with, but it's not the right bitch you should be playing with. It's a fake bitch they give you. It's a funny, fine little bitch. It does fix some stuff up, but it doesn't fix the base shit and the core of the situation. The actual spit is is behind, and it's a rougher sensation, and it's a lot more sexual. And the little friendly energy, I can't even keep up with that. I'm always ending up on the big on the big trucks. I'm driving big trucks with Jacob brakes. Jacob brakes. So yeah, they gave me that too, the heart attacks and blah blah. I got this this 3 days where I was always cramping up, and I had to touch love to get rid of love. When the wires touch, when the wires touch. What happens when the wires touch? When you touch the wire? Anyways, I touched the wire. The wire? Did your eyes move? I don't know if that works. It doesn't work with everyone. I could command something. I don't know if it works on TV. Probably does. There's no limit. Sky's the limit with this magical universe we live in. So the best thing I could tell you is in the one that everybody decided to trust with its knowledge and and trust, I guess, would be to tune in a bit like Timothy Leary did, to tune in, to, to open yourself up to Zen and more philosophical theology, the Yin Yang religion, Buddhism, what's the more like Confucius related things that you can actually measure the right and wrong and make sense out of, not just having to blindly believe in, and things that are really hard to believe. But some of those hard to believe things do exist, let me tell you. And get in trouble, I guess, because they have this thing going, it's the golden law is the law of the silence of three monkeys. And yeah, so I mess up all the discussions all the time. I go to different subjects because I end up in these blank spots. I forget, something's making me forget when I go. Or there's this, when I raise in the knowledge zone, something trims the top of my head when I start developing theory and writing and taking leap in advance of the present moment, or at least your present moment. Sometimes I can position myself in order to be the one influencing that moment first, like narcissists do. Some people like me live most of their life under the control of somebody else. And now that I'm free, I don't fit in anywhere because I'm the squarehead amongst roundheads. And my ex has that on her Facebook. She's telling me a story with her Facebook. And I can keep getting these clues. And she's trying to get me mad. She's showing that got affected. And all the kids she takes pictures of is always a portrait of me. And I had been connected to her. She was in my heart, with this wire in my heart on my favorite energy, my favorite sexual energy. She was blocking that. I was always dependent because I was lacking 1% of my chromosomes or whatever energy slots, the different frequencies and of love and different horniness in different spot. Just joking. So I haven't figured out if I should do long or short videos. I know some people, I watch 2 hours videos and I managed to make it through. So this one's been 18 minutes. So try to tune in. That was what I was saying. And to be in touch of what the energy does inside of you, and what music and frequencies and vibrations do to your body. You have to fall into this resistant state in order to push that effect further for it to become more obvious. You have to transfer to this alpha state of mind to lower your brain frequency in order to access alpha state of mind state, or theta, or what they call other dimensions. Could probably also be mind spaces you could visit, but nobody ever managed to prove nothing like that. But I figure there's possibilities of having multiple mind spaces, which are religions, philosophies, doctrines. Doctrines do not have theirs because they indoctrinate. So I wouldn't give them space in my common mind space. Although we are attempting to get the left and right to work together on an equal basis with obviously anarchy in the middle, power to the people, the upside down pyramid. Then maybe triplets on the top, and then you get all the series of stars that lock them up there, and then get the true magicians up taking care of evil ones, 2 to 1, 2 to 1, and then you get the resistant ones doing very resistant job because they resist more, and then the followers do the following job, and then each get their new course, their new way, their new voice. Maybe you'll get a voice that helps you out with stuff you can't ask if you're lucky. Maybe I could wish you to get the voice going, not the ones that harass you. You can't answer to most of that zone because if they know you're listening, they'll start ordering you, or they'll know they're your intimacy. So they'll start giving you orders. They'll tell you the daydream, and then they'll be building up this whole series of commands that'll prevent you from working yourself back up to them. And they'll always be your father or your grandfather or your influence, direct influence. And they can actually, it's like a game to them. They can actually, when you see a drone, that guy can leave his body and play around in your apartment and looking from other people's eyes and getting images from a distance. Not very clear images, they're kind of hazy, blackish, but you kind of, when you know the person, you recognize her. So that's all a whole bunch of weird stuff, and they actually have been playing around with this mind control, and music does the cleaning up for that. Music actually grabs me, and I start following the love, the horny feeling, the love, to get rid of all those roses. I'm a rose bush. I got roses and roses and all these fuck ups. My back muscles are going the opposite direction every time I turn. So they yank the other way. So the muscles get really tense, and you get this sore back all the time. You end up figuring out how to move and which vertebra moves and which one is doing the opposite and giving me cramps and stuff. Now I look pretty crazy, but I'm actually twisting. I'm probably working for them again. I'm twisting this thing down, feeling better. That was these muscles I was straightening out. So you have to tune into your inner feelings and to resist. If you're a smoker, they'll give you smoking energies. You have to resist those, and you have to touch the energy that's in the smoke. If you're smoking it, you have to grab that. Otherwise, they access your command center, right? And that's how they dominate you. And then you're obeying, you're working for their interests, and you're not. Whenever you're unconscious or you're just behaving normal, you're actually tagging and placing things and elaborating a sequence that'll make their spell last another time. You restart because it starts all over all the time. You have to the noise, and when you look, and when you talk, and when you stop talking, and when you smell, and then when you're focused, when you're out of focus, when you're in alpha, when you're in theta, when you walk outside, when you cross a door. There's these time when you see a rope, when you see a hook, stains, oil stains, carvings, vandalism, tags. There's a whole bunch of things that make that restart all the time. When you cough, there's a gin phase. The gin goes around and around. So you get this kind of exclusion. So look where the music takes you. The music will grab you, and if you're resisting, then you're looking for something. So it'll give you love. So the music will find the love that's troubling you and that's giving you this envy. It's always this guy. It's a ticklish feeling in your crouch that moves and yanks on you, and it gives you the the feeling that you need something. It's because it's a need button, and that's where he's at. It's an actual person, that feeling. And if you play around and rub it with music and grind it down with violin and the guitar, the of a strumming of a pick, then banjo, and then all those instruments have their specialty. Accordions can stretch notes long enough to get the top of the feeling you're trying to get out, that need feeling that's always making you destroy yourself. That's a rat there. There's one on each side. I got two shovels. Whenever I lean on this, it's my knees appear. I'm leaning on my shovel. I'm leaning on my knees. It's not that easy being the Christ. You always have people trying to kill you on the right and on the left. Whatever surrounds you are all programmed and unconsciously or consciously acting to destroy you, to drive you nuts. If they can drive you nuts and drive you crazy, they shut you up with psychiatry. And that's the whole pharmaceutical lobby and blah blah. They don't heal that much stuff with the medication. A lot of times it's just taking the water off the floor and leaving the hole in the roof. So like for cancer, whatever, a lot of illnesses, especially mental illness, they stabilize people, but they never got rid of whatever was creating that situation. They just changed wherever you're thinking in your mind by blocking neurotransmitters and synapses and blah blah with blockers, and then you start thinking somewhere else. So they manage. They're pretty good. Yeah, it does work. Medication does help people, but it doesn't fix the problem. It's narcissists that are playing mind control that do that. And when you're surrounded, they surround you at a low age. And then it's intimidation that starts at school. And that's all fascism. And the cross, it's fascism. It's a body on a stick. It's reminding you that you can die if you're not nice. I guess a new religion would be like that too, because we have to be evil with those evil pricks. There's no other way they listen unless they get served their own medicine. Then they think a little bit more about their situation. Otherwise, they never stop. They're always dominating. So you have to get the ripper out for the rippers, I guess. So you clip this, clip that, will be clipped. So why would we let people clip us? Or destroy us with a friendship. See, they're all friendly because we're all blasting all musicians and all that with their satellite dish. Because when you have a crowd, you have people down here. You actually can touch this type and that type of person and those guys and those categories, and you can sort out the people. And your brain knows where they're at inside you and actually targets unconsciously. But when you're possessed by evil, you're actually doing all that for his interest, maintaining the fascist hierarchy and the pyramidal effect, where they got all the magic from Thoth and the emerald tablets. So, an alchemy with the elements. The elements, you're safe with that. All the elements and all the words and sounds are mantras, but they change those and change your behavior when you said them. They conditioned you. Like if you say Dwayne Johnson, well, Dwayne takes Wayne into the ditch back there, and then Johnson makes it to the ditch back there too, where it's hell. So it takes Wayne and Johnson to the ditch, to hell. And then when you say The Rock, well, you get this poking thing in your nostril. And it's a good thing. The rock is how you call crack cocaine. So they all know that he's a symbol of crack and the hard wall that they put up here to keep us away from our energy and to get us buying stuff. Now it's a real energy wall they built, a rock wall. Harling is the Harl, and it's David's son, the one that killed Goliath. It's David's son that harled the wall. The wall is the wall. And it's blue people all sticking together that compact the wall and the energy, I guess. That's really spaced out shit. That's my reality. You'll be conditioned to discard this and say that I'm crazy unless you get the course I'm talking to you about and the new dynamics added to your personality and the kiss works. This kiss and that kiss and whatever. How can I kiss you? Kiss you. Oh, that thing goes really deep. No more music. It's like tunnels inside of me. You're gonna think I'm really weird. So yeah, I'm a marginal, and probably because of my mentality for equality and anarchy and all that, and my humanitarian principles. Although I never managed to do lots of it, I still have good values. So probably they figured that my mind being printed on all the time with good values could probably just pour, give good advice and good influence. I even flash when they say king. Then I go, whoa, okay, well, this is the best way to be king. Your humble apartment, working underground in the tunnels, in the dark, on dispatch. But I'm still telling everything to the wrong people. They condition me to tell them everything I do, and I try to tell the left what's going on, but it redirects to the right. I can't change that yet. But I manage to talk once in a while. I think they hear once in a while my voice in the black. So yeah, so maybe you'll hear people working down there one day. So the voice, they have this TV show in Quebec, La Voix. Sorry for my bad habits. It doesn't look too well for the Christ to be smoking. It gets him vulnerable. I have to quit this. So yeah, it's been 33 minutes. I'll keep this one short since it's a presentation. So tune in and check out the chakras of Hinduism, and there's some in the back too. It's this kind of mushroom-looking dough things that twirl around, and that let in cold air. That's really good to breathe. This energy, prana, chi, your way, take your way. It's up on the top in the front. So all those tabarnak, calice, asti, cash, money, beer, whiskey, wine, whatever you can use to kill yourself, like alcohol and cigarettes and all that. That's all nice breaths too. Whatever they wanted to sell us is nice breaths of prana. So I just got a chest full. So just say Justin Power. I'm the Justin Power that pierced the wall 10 years ago. We could read Justin Power will take care of that for you on people's lips when they would speak to us. And I managed to fit in the will take care of that for you people that were probably, I don't know who, but I wouldn't want to pronounce their name. So, see, I said I might be aware of some sort of spying agency right here in the mind control mind space. And they always giving the wrong instructions when you're trying to untwirl the maze and the energy balls inside your head. So you probably think I have lots of those inside my head because I'm really weird. And I'm speaking of really weird stuff too. So I'll save some for another time. What else could I conclude? Yeah, try to get in touch with your energy, your chakra. Think of breathing in when they mention beer and stuff you can consume in songs. Listen to good music that people that are actually reflecting reality and working with reality, not like the 1980s rock bands that were all getting us drunk and with a smoke in our mouth. So yeah, listen to folk, good folk, and punk rock, good punk rock. Punk rock has been infiltrated a lot. A lot of those punk bands are fascistized. Most of punks are all right hand now. Some of them stay left, but they're acting hierarchically left, rightish kind of behavior, and they don't touch that. They don't fuck it. And they all exclude you when you're yourself and you're working the other way on the left. So they think they're like this, left, right, and all balance. No, they have two right arms. According to me, with a one has a leftish attitude, but still acting right, or obeying the right arm, I guess. So yeah, this is it for today. I'll be talking politics, religion. I'll be talking about punk mentality, common mind space, collective soul, new religion, building a new religion, assembling all of our knowledge up to quantum physics and including the universe. As I say, take care, my celestial beings, because you are celestial beings that have formed a divinity and a cage in which you live in, which is the Christianity. It's a cage, it's a dome, and it doesn't let you out. A good religion will build a dome with an exit that you can work it to the sky, into the core, into the universe, all around again. But a religion with no exit is a dictatorship. And they oblige you to tell all your sins, to know everything about you. And then they program you with the priests. Now the priests are on stage. They're wearing studs. Or they're playing banjo or something. Now, all those, they're all magicians. The divas, they program you. They give you needs. They give you all this need for fashion and pretty things. And then you buy all this to look important and well and all that. So the well has all been pimped and it's all nice and cozy down in the well. So you're welcome to have a look at down in the gypsy part of town if you want. There's a generator down in the well in the den. And then there's a really big mansion I have for visitors. I have lots of rats. My name is Hell. I flash at Hell. So another minute. So yeah, blessings, love, light, and take care of yourself and your surroundings. Be good unless they're trying to kill you. And put your real eyes on. Your very best friends are fascist killers, serial killers. They kill every day as soon as they put a smoke in your mouth. And those enemies don't come from you. So, bye-bye.